Going on here, you're looking at the piece of cloth I got on my deck of my coin scope. We're here with beehives and dye chips, but I'll show y'all this. I was going to put this in the book, and I had one. It's a 95 Washington quarter. And it actually came from a mint set that broke apart. And I noticed a little bit thickening of the letters. Then I noticed this. We have a die crack. Starting from the beak of the eagle, right there, runs across its head to the wing, and it's kind of worn down. It does go across the wing in the M of America. So that's the first for me to see that. So what's that? Makes that a 35-year-old coin with a die crack. Now this is the last of the beehives from the box of nickels and die chips. So 23 Philly. Nice little die chip in the hair. I think that's what I saw. I thought this might have been a die chip, but more look at it, I think it's, oh, we got a die crack right here on the base. Huh. But the M, that's more or less die, that's post-mint damage. And we got a die crack. That's why I kept it right there. It runs across the stop somewhere, it stops about right there. It's kind of wide, thins back down. So we have a die crack. Excuse me. 2020 Philly. Got a beehive right there. You can see it. Starting to form here. Here's where the crack is actually going to be. So eventually that part of the die broke and fell out. This might be a die chip in that between the E and the R. I don't see anything on here. Let's see what we got. Yep. And that's damage from the machine that rolls the coins. No 20 Philly. We got beehive and we got some post-mint damage. So here's the beehive. You can see it's starting here and here. There's a little thin line running right through there. That's just post-mint damage. Then let's try to start doing a box a month. E and the R, die chip. in the beginning of a beehive. So you got little sections here, and you got the big one here, and you see where the dye was starting to break. It's very, very, very bright. Early stage beehive, you can see the thin line right there. See if we get it just right. So the dye's break, got a crack in it. So it's running right through here. Eventually it's going to break off, or it did break off, unless they caught it in time. That's the 2006. Hmm, 2015 dye chip in the O. Almost full dye chip in the O. You see a little spot right there. That's not a dye chip. Here, with dye chip right there, very, very tiny. I'm humming, sorry. This is going to be, this is probably cool looking beehive. At early stage here, and you got one here. So you actually got two. So that's probably a class 2 beehive, which is two different breaks. Same area, slight dye chip in the O. Sorry. Dye chip between the E and the R. I think that might have been it on this one. Nope. Same thing. A little spiky type beehive. Here, here, and then here. Dye chip on the E. And then the dye F of the initial has a dyed chip. And it's hard to see, but I see it where it's filled in right there. Only way you're going to see that is with a scope. I try to look at it with the 10 power loop and it's not there. So you got a little dye chip on the cheek, got smooth metal. Nice dye chip between the E and the R. Yeah, that was it on this one. Once again, we got an early dye chip beehive starting out here. Little piece there, so there is a connection. Eventually, and following that line, it's going to come up, somewhere's up in there. Unless they caught it in time and replaced it. 2020 filly. Little spiky beehive. Post-mint damage. So on that one. (2016) beehive or die chip, I should say. That was it. Just that one little die chip in the letter. (2016). Die chip in the O. Pretty much dirty. So if I find these in the boxes, I mean, they're not rare. Something had to be in here for me to keep this one. Oh, my bad. Beehive right there. And that's a small beehive. It's complete. And this is a cool one. So the beehive, there we go. There you go. A little better. We got class 1 and a class 2, and you can see where it's starting to head back to the building. Then we have a little interior. You got 1, 2, 3 of them. Then you got the die chip below the F. Look at the T. You got 3 die breaks on the T. Let's see. I can't see. There we go. Now I can see it. 1, 2, and 3. So that's going to conclude this video. This is part 4 or part 5. I don't remember. I like doing these type of videos. It's fun finding those type of errors. Subscribe, like, share, leave a comment. Have a good evening.